This is a second video about special pairs of angles. It's some of the first things you learn in geometry class. And three main ones, the word complementary, linear pair, and supplementary. So we're going to talk about those. So first off, complementary angles, real simple. It's just when two angles add up to 90 degrees. So if you've got a right angle, and I'll try to draw one here, and we split that with another ray. Okay, these two angles would be complementary angles, this angle and this angle. They add up to 90 degrees. Maybe this is 20 degrees. So that means this one would have to be 70 degrees. So 70 plus 20 is 90. So those are complements of each other. Supplements add up to a straight angle, or they add up to 180 degrees. So in other words, if you took opposite rays, which would be a straight line, so I'll put a point there. So a straight line or opposite rays, that's 180 degrees. If you split that with an angle, now you have a set of supplements. So this angle and this angle are supplementary to each other. So if this was, say, 80 degrees, who knows, this one would have to be 100 degrees because they add up to 180. Now that brings me to the third word, which is linear pair. I guess that was my second in line, but this is also called a linear pair. Anytime you have a straight line cut or a straight angle cut by a ray, you have a linear pair. And they have to be adjacent to be a linear pair, because you could have supplementary angles. So let's say I had this angle, which was 120 degrees, and this angle, which is 60 degrees. Those are not a linear pair, but they are supplementary because they add up to 180 degrees. So that's the main part of it. Now here's some examples of things that you'll do with it. So the first thing you'll do with it is your textbook will ask you something like this. What is the complement of 42 degrees? What is the supplement of the same angle? So pause the video and see if you can find the answer to that. What is the complement of 42 degrees? What is the supplement of that same angle? So the complement of a 42 degree angle, hopefully you've already tried this out, is simply 90 minus 42, which would be 48 degrees. The supplement, so did you find the supplement? Okay, the supplement is the same, except you take 180 minus 42 degrees. So 180 minus 42 is 138 degrees. So the complement of 42 degrees is 48 degrees, and the supplement of 42 degrees is 138 degrees. So it's very easy to mix these up. So in the future, that's just more practice you get with these two words, the easier it'll come. So here I'll step it up a notch. And so it says find the measure of an angle that is twice as large as its supplement. So again, pause the video, see if you can figure this out. It's a lot easier to engage in the problem if you've already tried it a little bit. What I like to do with this, and some people just guess and check, which is actually probably quicker for most of us, but if you're really good in algebra, this can be easily converted to an algebra sentence pretty quickly, or an equation. It says find the measure of an angle. So all of these words, find the measure of an angle, that's what we're wanting to find, so we'll call that x. And I'll name it. It's the measure of our angle. Okay. The word is an equal sign. So if you did this, it would be x equals, so far, that's from the word is, twice as large as its supplement. Well, twice as large would be 2 times, and then its supplement goes in here. Well, we already know the supplement of an angle is 180 minus x from the previous example, or 180 minus that angle. So our angle is x, so it's 180 minus x. So that's that 180 minus x is its supplement part. So now you can go ahead and figure this thing out just with your algebra rules. So the first step would be to distribute the 2 through. So you'd have x equals 2 times 180 is 360 minus 2x for 2 times x. Then get your x's together on one side of the equation. So I'll add 2x over here. And so we know 3x equals 360. And then you divide by 3. And x equals 120 degrees, because 360 divided by 3 is 120. So our angle that we wanted to find was 120. So it always makes a lot of sense if you go back and look at it and make sure that 120 makes sense at all. It says find the measure of an angle that is twice its supplement. So the angle is 120, its supplement is 60, and yes, 60 times 2 is 120. So this 120 is our angle that we're looking for. Alright, so you've tried it, or I've shown you how to do it once. Try it with this one. So it says the supplement of an angle is 4 times as large as the complement of the angle. What is the angle? So again, pause the video, see if you can figure this thing out. Alright, the supplement of an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now. So if you haven't paused, please do so and give it a shot. Supplement of an angle without the is, because that's, we already know is an equal sign. So, but supplement of an angle is 180 minus x. Is, that's this part, 4 times, so 4 times something, well, as large as its complement. So its complement is 90 minus x. If we want to find the complement of an angle, you take 90 minus x. And so what is the angle? So here's the equation. So now it's just a matter of solving this thing. So 180 minus x, nothing to do there, but we can distribute the 4 through. So we'd have 180 minus x equals 4 times 9 is 360 minus 4x. We want our numbers on one side of the equation, our variables on the other. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 4x over here. And so you'd have 180 plus 3x equals 360. Then I'll move my 180 over here to the right side. And so 3x equals 360 minus 180 is 180. And 180 divided by 3 is 60 degrees. So the angle we are looking for is 60 degrees. Well, let's go up and make sure that makes sense. So the supplement of an angle, well, that'd be 180 minus 60, which is 120, is 4 times its complement. Well, 90 minus 60, 90 minus 60 is 30. 30 times 4 is 120. So it works. So I hope this helps you understand it. These are some of the basics that you see when you do complement and supplement, and what you see typically on a SAT or ACT test. And good luck with this. See you next time.